This is where raw ambition meets green perfection. Welcome to the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India, the pinnacle of men's professional golf in this great nation. The battleground where homegrown talent transforms into global icons. Spanning world-class courses from coast to coast. Hundreds of elite professionals, all chasing one vision, an official gateway to world rankings in the world's biggest tours.
Come with the man. Come on! First title and
Over 30 crore rupees in annual prize money up for grabs, but beyond the money lies something far greater. Ultimate national glory. The Order of Merit isn't given. It is earned in sweat, pressure, and precision. To stand at the top is to write your name in Indian sporting history. This is a ABP Creations project, and you are watching the DP World PGTI Tour, where legends are forged.
A city rich in culture, a course steeped in history, and a stage set for elite golf. Welcome to Kolkata as the second edition of the Coal India Open tees off. Defending champion Anga Chima returns to defend his crown against a fierce pack of players that include Order of Merit leaders Saptak Talwar, Veer Alawat, Om Prakash Chauhan, last week champion Colin Joshi at the iconic Tollygunge club alongside a host of international stars and Kolkata's homegrown heroes. Backing this premier event is title sponsor Coal India Limited, the world's single largest coal producer, empowering the nation's energy grid while continuing its unwavering commitment to Indian sporting excellence. Supported by tour umbrella partner DP World alongside a stellar lineup of tour partners, the stage is officially set for world-class golf. With a 1 crore rupees purse on the line and crucial Order of Merit points up for grabs, every drive, chip, and putt matters on this par 70 layout. Tight fairways, strategic hazard placement, and nerve-testing greens. 4 rounds of relentless edge-of-your-seat golf will decide who lifts the Coal India Open trophy.
Hello and welcome Kolkata, the city of joy, which has been right now a killjoy for the moment because it is not allowing our golfers to express themselves at the Tollygunge club where we are. Technically, it is supposed to be day 3, but we are still at the business end of the second round. I've got our in-house expert Nikhil Kalan alongside me, but before we talk into the specifics, it's very important to answer one question which is on everybody's mind. And I'm talking about the weather. Will the rain relent? Will we have a complete event or not? That's all. Everything is depending on the weather god. So I've got our AI weatherman coming up and telling us what the weather would be like. So we've got the temperatures to be hovering around 30 to 31 degrees from the entire day in the morning till about late evenings and afternoons over here. So that's our weatherman coming and telling you it's going to be 31 degrees. The humidity is pretty high, Nikhil, and yes, that's going to affect the way the conditions are at the course.
Good afternoon, GS. Great to have you back here in Kolkata. What a change for us from Srinagar to Kolkata, change in weather conditions, in playing conditions, and the one who adapts the best stands to benefit here. Of course, it was quite cool back in Srinagar last week. We were at an altitude and the ball traveled more over there. Here it's lesser because it's humid and we are at sea level. So a big change for golfers.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we are speaking and we are doing this pre-show, we are still standing here in the drizzle and so are our golfers. So it remains to be seen how much action we'll get. But we are all looking very positive over here. The play must go on, should go on and will go on. Nikhil, can you just encapsulate how the first 2 days have been?
Well, it's been Kshitij who's been leading. He teed off in the first half in the morning yesterday. Was lucky to just about get through his round. The rain started and play was interrupted right after he finished his final hole. So, rub of the green there, as they say in golf. And after that, there was a massive downpour. We had play was halted and the second half could not finish round 2 yesterday. So that means round 2 resumed today for the second half of the draw, the afternoon session yesterday, today at 11.
The morning bell went him at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. The siren went at 11. It was scheduled for earlier in the morning, but the conditions were not good enough as assessed by our tournament director and by the officials that it was not suitable to start till 11 a.m. today.
But it's been good enough at this point of time, and we have started round 2, and we are very hopeful that we will also see the round 3 action here at the Tollygunge Golf Club. You spoke about Kshitij Naveed Kaul, last week's winner. Kapil Joshi is absolutely in contention, and he will be one of our focus group here as we head into the business end of day 2 round action over here.
Absolutely. Kshitij won last year. It's about that time of the year when he won in Kolar last year. So maybe he's getting back into his stride now. He's a winner of 5 titles. Kshitij looking good, finishing yesterday, now has a little bit of a gap. We must update our audiences that we will not have round 3 today. Round 3 will resume at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, shotgun start. So those who had finished yesterday, they've got a good break. They've got a good gap today to rest. And he's at 10 under. Kshitij Naveed Kaul, followed by Akshay Sharma, 9 under. Those who have finished their rounds, Saptak Talwar, our DP World PGTI out of merit leader, 8 under. And those out on the coast today, Jamal Hussain, 8 under through 9 holes. Ajitesh Sandhu will be following him, 8 under through 9 holes. He'll be one of our featured groups. So will Shaurya Bhattacharya, 7 under through 9 holes. Arjun Sharma, 6 under through 9 holes. Badal Hussain, 6 under through 12 holes. In round 2, Abhinav Lohan, 5 under through 9 holes. Shubham Jaglan, 5 under through 9 holes. And Kapil Joshi, last week's winner, back in contention, 3 under through 9 holes. Let's see what they can manage.
So what Nikhil has effectively said is that last week's winner, Kapil Joshi, last time around was a one-man show from day 1 to 4. This time at the Tollygunge Club, it's not going to be like that. The chasing pack is heavy. It has got a lot of reputations there. You've got a local guy around also there, and you got the order of merit leader. So it is going to be one intense competition, Nikhil.
Absolutely. They'll be chasing him, and they've all been in good nick. Saptak Talwar, as you know, he's the order of merit leader. Jamal can always bring a surprise. He's won a tournament back here in Tollygunge Club. Ajitesh Sandhu is looking good since last week. And Shaurya Bhattacharya always in contention. Kapil Joshi not out of it as yet. 3 under through 9. There's also the youngster Shubham Jaglan making waves. So he's at 5 under through 9. So we are in for a very fascinating day today. The couple of hours that we will be going live, as well as the final day's action tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely as intense as the Kohl, because we are here at the Kohl India Open 2026. Nikhil, just a word on our sponsors, Kohl India. They've been backing DP World PGTI Tour all around.
Absolutely. Celebrating 50 years of fueling the nation. They had the first event, Kohl India Open, last year in Ahmedabad, and we've moved location this time to Kolkata here in Tollygunge Club. Interestingly, Kohl India is headquartered right here in Kolkata. So, Kohl India Limited is the state-owned coal mining corporate in India and the single largest coal producing company in the world. Coal India alone contributes to around 75% of India's entire coal production. It virtually empowers the nation's power sector. One more thing I'd like to add. Like our brave miners dig deep into the earth to mine coal, our professionals too will have to dig deep into their reserves this week in order to produce their best performances and come out trumps here.
Yeah, so Nikhil has just dug himself very, very deep into his golfing knowledge as well as his English dictionary to come out with this kind of a phrase. But Nikhil, you spoke about Coal India headquartered here in Kolkata. Kolkata's got a great sporting tradition. We've got cricket, we always talk about football, but golf is something we must speak about the tradition here at the Tollygunge Golf Club, golf over here in Kolkata?
Of course, you mentioned football and cricket. Just till a month back, this city was painted in Brazilian and Argentinian colors, always supporting the South Americans. That was till last month. Now, of course, golf has taken over this week, and a great golfing tradition here with two of the oldest golf clubs in the country located here, one of them being Tollygunge Club, our host venue this week. And the city has produced many golfing greats for India. Arjun Atwal, SSP Chaurasia, Rahil Gangji, Feroz Ali, Basad Ali, Indrajit Balotia, to name a few. And this year's tournament also features a young man from Kolkata called Sunit Chaurasia. He's our DP World PGTI Next Gen Order of Merit champion this year with 3 back-to-back titles on the Next Gen. So a lot to look forward to from Sunit as well. He's earned his card on the main tour thanks to his win in the DP World PGTI Next Gen Order of Merit.
As Nikhil said, till last month it was all about yellow, blue and white, but here we are in our different shades of white, because that's how we want our skies to be, absolutely clear and white. Right now it's in grey, but there are no grey shades over here at the golf course. It's all green and all ready to give our golfers pretty good challenge. So we're gonna see how the golfers actually cope up to this particular challenge. It's now back to the studios for our commentators and action on day 2. Day 3 technically, round 2. Right now it's in grey, but there are no grey shades over here at the golf course.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Coal India Open 2026 from Tollygunge Club in Kolkata. It's been a long day, it's been a rainy day. Play has been interrupted more than a few times, and we finally managed to start almost in late morning. And joining me are my co-hosts Rahul Bajaj and Rahul Banerjee. I myself, I think, have acquainted myself with you really well, Shaurya Singh, and we'll be with you for the next 2 days to see how this mystery unfurls. In view is the majestic clubhouse, a lot of history here from the city of joy. And at this time, a few players who are experiencing the joy. Kshitij Navid Kaul, Akshay Sharma, Jamal Hussain, leader currently at 10 under par, and then you have a bevy of players at 8 under par, namely Saptak Talwar, Ajay Sandhu, Om Prakash Chauhan, erstwhile number 1, and Anant Singh Alawat, the youngster. We're going to bring you select golfers in groups. It's going to be a little bit of a mix and match as we're still going to be completing day 2's play, and that'll also decide the cut. So, as we always promising you that we'll bring you something new, and this time we see how the players will be struggling at this point in time to try to ensure they get to the weekend round. And more about that by my co-host Rahul.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, Shaurya, how they cope with these changing conditions. I mean, the amount of rain that GS and Nikhil Galan told us about, what we've been following for the last 48 hours or so. So yeah, changing conditions. This course is going to get even slower. Greens are going to be it's going to be very interesting and a real challenge for our golfers to see what they can come up with as far as what is required in these soggy and muggy conditions. As Nikhil Galan and our event sponsor Coal India digging deep to come up with the goods is what is going to happen, is the need of the hour, or in fact the next few hours, as we walk and talk you through day 2. This is in fact the incomplete second round of the Coal India Open, this 1 crore event on the DP World PGTI schedule, the back 9 as we're calling it. Prize money being upgraded from 50 lakhs as last year to 1 crore.
Yeah, interesting hole. This hole number 12, measuring at 370 yards. An iron off the tee, and then you try and attack it from there. The pin right at the back here. It's a very unique sort of layout here at Tollygunge. It only measures 6,292 yards, but I feel that's a little misleading as well. It's a lot more difficult the way the layout is. Now we go to hole number 11. That is the par 4. Par 3, my apologies, 175 yards. And that's a really good shot right over the flagstick, about 12 feet out. A little bit of modification that's happened to this golf course over the years. And previously, this in days of yore used to be a par 4, or maybe it's the next one, but the layout has changed a little bit.
So with this distance being what it is, as you mentioned, Shaurya, what is the real challenge for the players? Is it accuracy? Are the fairways very narrow? Do we have to plan and plot your way around this course? Do you know where to hit and place your ball for the next shot?
Yeah, as you have a look at this tee shot, 175 yards, playing about maybe a hard 8-iron or 7-iron, a lot of wind here. This ball will tend to go to the left, that's the safer side, and that is short and right, should be okay. It is a hazard, but that's about 15 or so yards short of the green. That's the view. And this where the movers and shakers arrive. This is a melting pot. Tollygunge Club. So much history here.
Heavily contoured greens as well, which is going to provide a bit of a twist to some already interesting proceedings.
Number 14. Ball number 14 is the par 4. You have these two rather short par 4s back to back. And so the cut currently is looking like it'll go at 1 over par. And the players will be making the most of it. What do you think? We're looking at the cut being at 1 over par. It's obviously owing to the conditions thus far.
First off, it's an incentive to those who are currently below the projected cut line and who are still out on the course to make a difference and get back into contention. Gaurav Pratap Singh from Noida is very much there fighting away. He's 1 below, so all he needs to do is get 1 birdie up, and he's back in contention as well. And he's not the only one. There are several who are still very much in play, who are currently below the projected cut line. But it ain't over till the fat lady sings, for sure, and that's still some way to go.
Yeah, let's have a look at the top scores thus far. Being dominated by Indian players, but of course you have Jamal from Bangladesh. You also have his country mate, Badal Hussain, who's on our screens at this point in time. A very proficient golfer is Badal, and has done well on that attempt. Playing alongside Harman Sachdeva and Gaurav Pratap Singh.
So that's probably maybe just the incentive Gaurav Pratap Singh needs as well, is Shaurya to get back into contention, because he's just 1 off the cut line. So you never know, maybe that's just what the spur that he requires to fight himself back into play and into the money rounds. And as you heard, Kshitij Navid Kaur, who was fortunate to get away before the weather hit yesterday, holds a clubhouse lead at 10 under par.
It's one of the more straightforward holes here. Hole number 10, the par 5, a definite birdie opportunity for the entire field.
And certainly, with its already narrow fairways, what will add a twist to the test for the field will be the fact that if you leave the fairway, it's going to be fairly soggy. So making good contact, healthy contact with the ball and getting any amount of control on it is going to be just that much more difficult.
Yeah, now this is quite the tricky shot here on the par 5 from the left of the green. This measures only 510 yards, this par 5, but the ball is not traveling that far this week. But and it's just run by a little bit. A little bit about the tournament sponsor, Coal India. the single largest coal producer in the world. Look at hole 10. This is one of the few players who's having to hit a third here. Normally you see that if you get to drive in the fairway, it's fairly straightforward from there on in. A rather unique pre-shot routine, I must say. And not the best result for him.
But this is what they'll have to cater for as long as the competition continues, Shaurya, because when you leave the fairway, even if it is in the first cut, it's going to be fairly difficult to sort of have any sort of proper control on your ball. And like you just saw, you might even end up being a little short of your target. So large green, and he is still well short of where he wanted the ball to have ideally landed.
Yeah, this is the marquee group. Abhinav Lohan playing alongside N. Thangaraja and Shaurya Bhattacharya playing hole number 13. The ominously named 13th. A birdie opportunity for sure on this hole. A little bit about this par 5 again, sub 500 par 5. So you're not going to see that a lot when you travel to other golf courses. 498 this now in this day and age is pretty much a par 4. But what makes this golf course unique is it's really tight, and as I say, there's a little bit of meat on that bone. There's a difficulty here. There's out of bounds on the right hand side, tree lined fairway, pretty narrow as well. But I'd say for all intents and purposes, this golf course does test you. There are about a quarter of the holes that are difficult, where you would really need to hit a good tee shot in order to secure your par. But if you're on song, you can go deep here, as the next two holes also offer good birdie opportunities. Shaurya Bhattacharya now, coming off the left hand side. It's safe to assume that should be here in 2. Shaurya Bhattacharya currently at 6 under par and has done well. Should be good enough to get him to 7 under par.
Currently traveling at level par for the day, Shaurya, for the round. 2 birdies and 2 bogeys, and like you said, sets him up very well to put another red mark on his card, climb up the leaderboard a little bit more.
Yeah, Lohan has been having a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Started with par and then followed it up with another par, then a double bogey, then a few set-it holes, then an eagle on hole number 7, the par 5, and then a couple of birdies to follow that. And Thangaraja, the player from Sri Lanka, ranked number 4 last year on the order of merit. Proficient player, a proven victor on this tour, and it appears that he left that in the jaws. Knew as soon as he hit that was not going to be enough. Let's have a look at some of the scores out on the golf course here. Saptak Talwar was playing, finished his round with a 5 under par that gets him to a total of 8 under par, currently in for a tie at 4th position. We have Anand Singh Alawat at a 6 under par, a fiery round. Similar round by Veer Alawat, 6 under par. Shubham Jaglan out on the golf course at 3 under par. Then you have Saurav Rathi, who's shot brilliant 4 under par today now. Abhinav Lohan, this putt should break from his right. The only thing that I think he'll have to guard against is leaving it short. Greens are rolling at about 8.3, a lot slower than what they do owing to the rain. Yeah, the speed was not the issue. Direction was on that instance. You also have a 6 under by Sanjeev Kumar, What a brilliant round indeed. After 3 over par, that's a way to make the cut. Came back roaring. American Dominic Picarillo, 4 under par today. Also, spattering of colour on that scorecard for his. Had a double bogey in that round as well. And low down, Stepan Danik, 6 under par. And a 6 over par on day one, so really came back in style, did the man from Czechia. Now, Shaurya Bhattacharya with his birdie attempt. Well done. Very assertive putt. Quite a few players on the outside looking in. Sanit Chaurasia is a 3-time winner, currently sits at 2 over par. And mind you, the cut is applied for the top 50 players and ties, and he just is on the outside looking in. But of course, owing to the conditions, you can see a few changes in fortune.
It's quite likely, Shaurya, that might drift down a little bit. Certainly, a lot of people will be hoping for that. Sunit Chaurasia, as we heard from Nikhil, champion in the PGTI's next gen, DP World PGTI's next gen series that was held in between during the summer break. So he will certainly hope that now that he's done with his second round, he will certainly hope that the cut line drops a little bit to accommodate him and a few others. But that's still some distance away. Lovely lush greens, as you can see. They're having to cater for a lot of contouring. Ball breaking first left and then straightening up, but a slight overread there on that putt.
Yeah, that was a putt by Hani Besoya playing alongside Kalin H. Joshi and Ajitesh Sandhu. They say that familiarity breeds contempt, but not here. Last week he saw Kalin Joshi winning and Ajitesh Sandhu, of course, a runner-up, third position, second runner-up. I'm not quite sure what moniker Ajitesh goes by, but I think if we were to give him the name Iceman, he would pretty much carry it with style.
You never see you never see him show any emotion. He's always got a very deadpan look about him, whether it's good or bad. And he's been playing well as well. Had a very good run at Srinagar. Of course, in the Man India picture also, there Kalin, a very handsome winner in Srinagar, the Royal Springs.
Oh, brilliant, handsome putt by Ajitesh Sandhu. Moves to 9 under par. I think there's something about that stoicism. Maybe we'll give that a try. Should help our game as well to be non-emotive. But as they say often at times, you see there's a storm running inside.
The trick is, I suppose, not to show it.
Yeah, who's able
Stoicism is the name of the game.
Who's able to conquer the beast? Kalin Joshi currently at 4 under par. Let's also have a look at some of the scores on the other side of the cull. The unfortunate ignominy that is the cut. It's so unique to the game of golf. You got to earn your keep, or you go back empty-handed. Not this man. He's gonna have a bag full of greenbacks. Kalin Joshi now on the short par 4 hole number 14. Oh, that was a gingerly putt indeed. Well done. Quite a battle going on inside this war. Gaurav Pratap Singh also at 2 over par. Honey now leaning up in bright pink.
delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
For the past 50 years, we at Coal India have been shaping India's energy landscape and contributing to a brighter, greener tomorrow. We look forward to making every year of the next 50 years even more promising than the last.
New feels good. New feels good. So true. This new feels good.
So we're back to the action. Kind courtesy the drone views. It's an oasis in the middle of a city. Rich golf heritage. We have Indian Open champion Arjun Atwal also hailing from this beautiful city. We have a look at the layout of this golf course. It definitely punches above its weight. It only seems, if you look at the scorecard, I think you think that this should be a cakewalk, but that's not quite the case. If you have a look at this golf course from about first hole, 405 yards, tight par 4, flanked by trees, and doesn't make it easy on the players. Quite a few challenging holes here. Hole number 3 is a difficult one off the tee. Then you have 5, the difficult par 3, 6th. And hole number 9 as well, the par 4, quite a lengthy hole. Of course, the back 9 is rather benevolent, but you have the finishing hole, 18th is a little bit of a tester, 16th, difficult hole off the tee. And the way the greens are, they're not that receptive if you hit it in the wrong area. Small greens. And you see that that golfer is descending into the water, or at least out of view. Not quite certain where he's gone. Done a little bit of a Houdini on us. If the ball is indeed pitched outside the hazard, then be able to get a drop on the side nearer to the tee. But of course, the ball can't get closer to the pin. Also in view is Pavan Kumar, Aryav Shah, and of course the legend who requires no introduction, the man with the flair for, I'd say, nice prominent colors is Mukesh Kumar. He's definitely a battle horse, an old battle horse if you saw one. I think he's the kind of player who you'll have songs sung about in years to come. He'll be remembered as the one who went beyond 100. That ball just stays short. I think last I remember he was at about 122, 123 victories. And that number might have increased to maybe 125. So, and that's us, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to our viewers from all over the world and our beautiful country. Do leave your thoughts and comments on our social media handles, and of course we'll get back to you. And if you support your favorite players, I'd say make some noise. Pavan now here on hole number 12. Appears to be. This putt should break a little bit to his right. And a little bit too much, I'd say.
Also, both the putts we've just seen, Shaurya, gives you a good idea of how slow the greens have become now, because this one was a fairly hefty whack and it just rolled about 6 inches, 7 inches past the hole and to a stop. Previous one stopping on the lip. So, yeah, so this is another challenge the players are having to face. Those out looking to complete their second rounds.
Mukesh Kumar, that putting stance remains similar. Years have gone by. Maybe he's bent a little more than in years past, of course, but he still looks fit and agile. He always had that putter. That's the same trusty putter, if I'm not wrong. That famous pink putter that got him so many victories. I think he's switched over to an Odyssey. So, as I say, change is the only constant in life. Mukesh Kumar, he inspires an entire generation of golfers with his success. Mukudala moves on. Not having the best of days though. She's a 2-over as there's a lot of trouble to be found here on hole number 12. I'd say what trouble. Now this is this is superlative. What an effort.
Yeah, well thought out and well executed both. I mean, he really saw what he wanted to do. Had to be low, and he just enough meat on that ball to make sure it didn't get stuck in the rough. It should be a fairly makeable putt for the young man from there.
Yeah, brilliant shot. Had to get the perfect weight on that. The spin position also rather difficult here at the back left bit. This seems like a rather common spot, and look at that golf shot. As they say, oh blimey!
That's even
there's
better.
Something, as they say, there's something in the water. I don't know. Those are barren lives. They're supposed to be really difficult. This is not supposed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. But that's why I say the players on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India, the creme. La creme from the world over. Now let's see. Let's follow suit. Maybe this one ought to go in the hole. Oh, that was really aggressive. Wanted to join the party, then gave that a little bit too much steam.
Certainly trending. One skipped past one. Just this should have gone in. Simply on going by the trend, not to be. Nice to see an old-fashioned topi over there. Used to be a solar pit in days past. Now, of course, a lot of more modern materials available, waterproof and whatnot.
We spoke about the scores earlier. Some of the players who've not had the best of 2 days. Angad Chima, surprisingly, having not the best week. 6 over par for the golfer from Chandigarh, who had a really nice week and at the J&K Open. Himmat Singh Rai also coming undone. Josh Vasil as well, the Ugandan. Koichiro Sato-san, also 6 over par. So, as I said, this golf course, of course, does, and that just putt goes begging on the lower side, so not able to capitalize on that brilliant chip. Long hitting Mari Muthu are also not able to dominate this golf course, and the same goes for the rather modest hitting Mithun Pereira, who's also having will have to sit out for the weekend. Former number 1 Shankar Das, still with 9 holes to go, is at 2 over par, so he's pretty much in the fight to get to the weekend. Gaurav Singh still with 6 holes to go is at 2 over par. Currently, that's a tie for 54th position. Should break a little bit to his left. that had him fooled as well. So would not be able to secure his par. As we have a look at hole number 14, the par 4. Lohan, really working on hitting the ball further. And been able to clock almost 170 miles an hour. Very interesting segment that he has ongoing on his social media. He's called Project 170, if I'm not wrong. How to get to 170 miles ball speed with your driver. Thanga Raja. I reckon Thanga Raja is somebody who might be around the 170 ball speed. And it does give quite the whack to the golf ball. Shaurya Bhattacharya, I'm pretty certain that he'd be somewhere between 175 and 177, there and thereabouts. Has the ability of carrying the ball well over 305, 310. Really good ball striker. Might even be at 180. Long hitting Shaurya Bhattacharya. A young phenom from Gurugram. Plays his golf. Used to play his golf for Epta Thalapa. I'm not quite certain where he plies his trade as we look at the aerial shots.
What really strikes you, Shaurya, is that look at the surroundings. It's so crowded. It's really a densely populated part of Calcutta. And look at how green and beautifully kept it is. Here you are. This is the leaderboard as things stand. Kshitij David Kaul, as you heard, 10 under par. Leading the way from Akshay Sharma and Jamal Hussain sharing second place. Saptak Talwar, Ajitesh Sandhu, and Om Prakash Chauhan sharing fourth place. Badal Hussain, Anand Singh Ahlawat, Veer Ahlawat in a tie for 7th. Mohammad Azhar and others rounding out the top 10.
I'd like to call Rahul Bajaj to the hot seat to give us his take on this rainy day, the truncated play, the on and off style, and what he would make of it.
Shaurya has left me here with big shoes to fill, and I'm glad to be joining Mr. Banerjee for the day's play. There we have the player here right in the middle of the 14th fairway.
It's quite a change for the two of you as well, from the rarefied atmosphere of Srinagar suddenly to the muggy confines of Kolkata. Long journey for the players.
Yep, I, for one, did thoroughly enjoy the weather in Srinagar from the studios, and I can totally feel the humidity of Calcutta at this moment, though it seems there is a bit of wind, so humidity should not be trouble. I'm checking out Pawan Kumar, who's playing alongside young Aryab Shah and the stalwart Mukesh Kumar.
Pawan seems to have a very interesting wind-up, Rahul. He's got a little bit of a wrist flex as he lines up his shots. It's very interesting to see. He has this historic venue, our drone pilot getting a great shot of this beautiful club and course.
There we have quite a stepper, Aryab Shah. He's got a bit of a walk there. And Pawan Kumar and Mukesh Kumar, of course, striding by easily in the middle of that fairway. And as we take a look at what is happening over here in the final few remaining holes of the second round, it's been quite a rain over the last 24 hours that the players have had to see. Cut seems to be at 1 over par as we speak. 53 players are tied for that score. We've got all the way from 46 to 53rd tied at 1 over par currently, and so is local lad Viraj Madappa. There we've got Jack all dogs, as they are called here at the Tollygunge Club, walking down the fairway. Can crawl up from anywhere. I do remember seeing some of them my times that I've been there. And
this is definitely a jackal, Rahul. You're absolutely right. And Tolly is famous for its wildlife. Apparently, they have a herd of deer, and even on occasion, I am told that hyena has been spotted. Maybe there's a pair. This is definitely a jackal, which is in such an urban sprawl, pretty rare. But then these are where urban legends are born of. This is where they come from. There's always stories you hear about leopards prowling the sewers of London. So why not jackals, the greens and fairways of the Tollygunge Club?
Certainly, I remember seeing some of them even at the golf course, which happens to be on the other side of the road here in Calcutta, the Royal Calcutta, and I found it quite scary at the first, but then you tend to get okay and comfortable with it because you figure that they're not going to harm you. But yes, the first time I saw them, I was a little taken aback. Mukesh Kumar, not taken aback by any.
That little ridge, of course, and looks like it caught him out a little bit. Even in the previous group on this hole, the putt that came up from this side of the flag drifted quite sharply to the left. Mukesh, Shaurya was mentioning he loves bright clothes. So today, I think he swapped clothes for shoes, and certainly those golf shoes making a very bright statement on a rather cloudy and gloomy day. But he's still very much there in the mix.
Quite that pop effect that they are bringing in to his attire. I know, got Pawan Kumar, who's certainly dressed up fairly sober. Coming in all the way from Delhi, Pawan has played the professional tour for quite a few years now, perhaps just over a decade and a half. And as Mr. Banerjee just mentioned a few moments ago, he does tend to get a little across the line at the top of the backswing, but he does a fabulous job of controlling that club face back into the impact, and that's what's helped him survive the test of a grueling professional golfing career.
The mini John Daly's quick to his swing round.
I mean, you could sort of compare them a little bit, but Daly tends to go a little more over swinging, so he got that club head hanging a little bit, below his hands at the top of the backswing. While Pawan would perhaps be more, the club would be pointing more towards the right of the target at the top of the backswing. He doesn't quite overswing it, but the way he brings it back is actually quite beautiful.
And that's the most important part, isn't it?
Certainly, it's what you do coming back down.
Straight line at that point. You're making contact, yes.
Certainly, there we've got the antics of the Aim Point Express by the young lad Aryav Shah.
The young man has put on a lot of condition. We watched him grow over the years, and he practices a lot at the Noida golf course, and he used to. Oh, I beg your pardon. Still,
I think you're talking about
Aryav Shah.
Aryav Shah. And yes, it's easy to get miffed by these names.
I beg your pardon, listeners and watchers. Still a very muscular young man, nonetheless. He's given that ball fair share of
muscle,
heat and muscle both. Yeah. But I think this is the need of the hour, Rahul, because the green speed must have now varied so much thanks to the rain. It's better to overcompensate than undercompensate, I'm sure.
Interesting putt now coming up for Mukesh Kumar. Mukesh not having quite the tournament that he would have hoped for. Of course, he's, like Shaurya mentioned a few moments ago, he's won multiple tournaments across over here in India and also been an Asian Tour winner. Mukesh Kumar is over 55 years of age now, currently 7 over par for the tournament, trying to make a par here on the 14th. And yes, he does. The putt has always been his best friend. He's done fantastically over the years. I've had the honor of playing alongside him as well as interacting with him a fair bit. And what a lovely gentleman he is, and so acclaimed at this sport. He's really learned the sport playing on a farm. There's stories about him that he would go on a cycle with a literal borie of golf balls, and he would hit balls on a farmland, and that's kind of how he learned to play the game. And here we are now with an Asian Tour victory, and one of the highest career money makers here in professional golf in India.
So true, and these are the real stories, Rahul. I mean, the man like him, sadly the late Vijay Kumar, whom we lost a few months ago, another great scrapper who really fought the circumstances, fought his background, and established himself firmly as one of the true legends of Indian golf. And just so many, hundreds and hundreds of such beautiful stories of climbing your way into prominence from literally nothing.
Young Aryav Shah now, who is currently at 2 over par, might have just forced that putt a wee bit too much and made that putt a very assertive putt that by Shah. And moving into the next few holes that remain for him, it's important for him to make a couple of birdies. He's just outside the cut line by a shot. Needs to get back into 1 over par, and if he can reduce that by 1 better and get down even par, that would be a lot more comfortable. Pawan Kumar now cleaning up here.
So even as we speak, and you can see on your screens now, Jamal Hussain has climbed into a share of the clubhouse lead, and in fact with 3 holes to go, could even end up being the day's outright leader, because most of the others have finished around him. Ajitesh Sandhu is another one on the move. He has gone all the way up to 9 under par, and he too has 3 holes, the final 3 holes of the day, of the second round, before he's done. So it's shaking out very nicely. This is going to be a really tight bunch at the top, Rahul, and whatever happens down the order. We already have 2-way tie for the lead. As it stands, 2-way tie for 3rd place, 2-way tie for 5th place, 3-way tie for 7th place. So it's really getting very, very interesting. And it's a great shot from our drone pilot for you all, giving you an idea of just how lush this course is and why it shelters so much of wildlife, as Rahul Bajaj mentioned to you a little while ago. It does have its share of jackals, deer, fair amount of wildlife, bird life, and I've been told also a couple of hyenas, which are a little more rare to spot. But in the urban sprawl of Calcutta, just to have these 2 beautiful green spaces, Rahul, it must be a huge benefit for the city as well.
For the past 50
Certainly
years,
is, and
we at Coal India have been shaping India's energy landscape and contributing to a brighter, greener tomorrow. We look forward to making every year of the next 50 years even more promising than the last.
बढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Back to the action here. We are on hole number 18. That is the group of Divyanshu Bajaj. Rather colourful turnout today by Divyanshu. Playing alongside Koichiro Sato and Mari Muthu. Ladies and gentlemen, for all of you who are just joining us, this is the Coal India Open 2026 being played here at the Tollygunge Club in Calcutta. This is the DP World PGTI Tour, and we are into the back nine / the second half of the 2026 season. It's a busy season out here. And the DP World, of course, being the umbrella sponsor of the tour. Let's take a look now at Calcutta's local lad Divyanshu Bajaj, who is currently at 2 under par for the tournament, a tie for 23rd position. Divyanshu coming up on the par 3. So nearly 200-yard par 3 this 18th hole, right next to the clubhouse. Bit of a daunting tee shot, especially with all the crowds over there. And a long club in your hand. Windy day here at the Tollygunge golf course. Divyanshu Bajaj, an astute iron striker. And I think the cameraman has lost the ball. Let's take a look now at Koichiro Sato. Koichiro Sato currently at a score of 6 over par for the tournament. Beautiful shot here, giving himself a birdie opportunity to close this hole. Of course, this tournament has now, ladies and gentlemen, been cut short to 3 rounds. And it'll be played, the third round will be played on a shotgun start, which happens tomorrow early morning, which is the 14th of August. Mari Muthu from Bengaluru. Currently 4 over par for the tournament. Looks like a nice and smooth draw that he's come up with. Maybe overcooked that.
Koichiro-san's shot was a good shot in 2 as well. The cameraman also had that ball pretty much centered in his lens. Followed that all the way till impact, as he did with Mari Muthu's shot. We wait to see what happened to Divyanshu Bajaj's ball. It drifted a bit to the right. And some more bird's eye views of this extremely lush course. You can see on both sides of this line of trees is a group on each side heading for their final holes of the day. Front nine and the back nine both finishing near the clubhouse. And once again a quick look at the leaderboard. Navid Kaur was fortunate to survive the weather. I would rather beat the weather. Back safely in the clubhouse yesterday evening before the rain hit. Jamal Hussain on his way up, as is Ajit Sandhu, Saptak Talwar, Moon Prakash Chauhan, they're all done. Badal Hussain, another player who was on the charge, climbed his way up to tied 7th place alongside Anand Singh Alawat, he and Veer Alawat are done. Mohammad Azhar also done at 6th. So there is fair amount of options still, Rahul. We could even now see an outright leader heading into tomorrow's final day, as now, unfortunately, the tournament has had to be curtailed to a 54-hole event. And there are still, there's some scope for change as far as this leaderboard is concerned. As is the picture below the cut line, which currently stands at 1 over par. And more than a few players who are still knocking at the door with their last 4, 5, 6 holes to play for the day. And Shaurya Singh is back, young man, enthusiastic, energetic young man, back to keep you company and bring you up to date with whatever's happening at the Tollygunge Club in Kolkata.
I must say that, Rahul, whenever you say young man and then also add energetic, for a moment I do a double take. Are you talking about me? And I see the years roll on, increase, but of course, the energy must remain because that is the elixir of life. And Campa, now I'll tell you what helps me as I get on in age is Amul in the morning and some Campa later to get it going. And of course, Enolite, Amrutanjan, for the days when my electrolytes are low. That's what I do, Rahul. What about you? Can you compete with that sort of a routine?
I just always wanted to be like you when I grow up, so I'll just follow that routine and make it easy for myself. And how can I go wrong if I just keep following that over and over again? And seems like a plumb bob method being applied over there by Viraj Madappa from a yard to yard.
Well, whether you plumb bob it or rubberneck it, there's no getting around the fact that you got to get the line correctly. And that's the only way that the ball gets in the hole. And here on hole number 9, I think this is probably the longest par 4 on this golf course at 430 and then some. Kshitij Navid Kaur leading the tournament alongside Jamal Hussain. This player, he's the picture of consistency. Each and every time, he's just right there.
Well, there are a couple of interesting things to be seen on the top of the leaderboard right now. Of course, Sapak is leading the order of merit here on the PGTI. But there are a couple of names up there which really resonate with the type of golf course that they are playing. And, Kshitij being one, Jamal, Akshay Sharma, and Ajitesh Sandhu, all of the players, their games are very well suited to this type of a track. In fact, if you look further down below, even Om Prakash Chauhan, Anand Singh Alawat, their games are very much in tandem with the sport. And it seems like plumb bob really helps a fair bit there. Viraj Madappa rolling that one in with no trouble whatsoever. So, all these names on the top of the leaderboard, the majority of them really have the kind of iron play and kind of play off the tee, which is very well suited to the length of this track and to the type of track that it is. It's one of those tracks where it's a parkland design, you've got to hit balls straight off the tee, keep it in play, and then you're going to have a lot of good opportunities for birdies if you can keep the ball in play. And as we take a look now at a young Pritish Sinkaraya.
That's a very well-rounded game, the young Pritish, and a good head on his shoulders as well. And it's a little short, the young Pritish. Precocious youngster is barely 16. The last time I met him, I don't know if he's had a birthday, if he's 17 now.
Well, he's had quite an interesting front nine, which is the back nine for him today. And started off with an eagle on hole number 1, a birdie on hole number 2, and then made another birdie on hole number 6. An eagle on hole number 1, that's quite the second shot he must have hit on that par 4. It's not like one of those drivable holes. So let's take a look now at Anshul Kaptial, another youngster who's having a very plain Jane scorecard on that front nine. 2 over par for the day, even par for the tournament. Trying to roll one in, unfortunately, not quite.
So there we have it. The final handshake, Anshul Kaptial. This is, I think the pairing is being done with a lot of thought. young, dynamic pairing.
Well, pretty good finisher for Viraj Madappa. He's now moved back to even par for the tournament. That would be a tie for 35th position, and Pritisha and Anshul remain in that place as well. Might be a 3-ball for the final day display as well. And there we have the aerial view of the beautiful city and the club down below. You see those 2 tennis courts over there, as well as the clubhouse and the swimming pool. And now the Jackal right in the middle of the fairway. And I think, if I'm not wrong, we see Chikka Rangappa walking the fairway as well alongside the Jackal. But maybe not. And rough is pretty thick, huh?
You know, what are these called in Hindi? I think these are the ones that are called a ghadial. Is that the word?
Not quite sure.
I think I remember this from my times playing here. I used to visit the woods rather often. You'd find these there, so you'll be a little confused what to do, whether to confront him or your ball. And rough is quite considerable this week. We look at hole number 18. Probably one of the more difficult holes here. 202 yards. The outer bound on the left-hand side. It plays a little longer than the yardage as well as this hole.
On the tee is Harman Sachdeva.
Oh, that's a really good shot there by Harman.
A long shot on this final hole here. Harman currently 3 over par for the tournament. Needs to do something a little more special than a birdie. Unfortunately, the holes seem to be running out. Playing alongside Gaurav Pratap Singh, as well as Badal Hussain. Badal Hussain teeing off next. Badal, of course, sticking around atop that leaderboard at 7th position. 7 under par for the tournament. So, 200-yard hole, the 18th, of course, give or take a couple of yards depending on where the flag location is on each of the days. Windy day here. I'm sure the weather gods are really happy. Quite a rain that happened yesterday, and the wind, it must be really a beautiful day to be out there.
In fact, this tournament has now been curtailed to just 3 rounds. Players can attack a lot more. The goal is inside. Almost becomes a little bit of a shootout. Badal, no, slinging it from the right. That's his preferred shot shape. Does well. Is on the green.
Gaurav Pratap Singh now.
Gaurav Pratap Singh favors the left to right fade. Unmissable with that shirt on. Electric yellow, is that what they call it? Not quite sure what hue of yellow that is, but looks like it started a little left on him. It needs to sit in a hurry, and it has unfortunately nestled down. It's going to be a very difficult shot from there. Rashid Khan.
Gaurav Pratap Singh also just about hanging outside the cut line right now.
Quick fire Rashid Khan, doesn't really amble about and hits it all over the flagstick. What a brilliant approach by Rashid Khan. Winner on the Asian Tour. Decorated professional career, but I think he still has a lot in him. I think we have to see the second coming of Rashid Khan. And this is going to be a very difficult shot coming out of the thick rough. This is one where he'll have to utilize all his strength. It definitely seems that he's been spending a lot of time in the gym. He looks like he looks like he's bulked up over the years. Let's see if he can give this the full treatment coming out of the rough.
Chikka Rangappa is quite the junior and the amateur career, as well as came through with a bang in professional golf. coming up here on the 9th hole from the left rough. Chikka and Rashid, of course, have played plenty of amateur golf as well together. To -1 right now. Beautifully judged there by Chikka. Maybe just a tad bit of an extra club there, but nonetheless, still up on the dance floor. He's got a downhill putt from the left.
Yeah, that putt really does have a lot of elevation change in it. Difficult putt coming up for Chikka Rangappa. Golf is definitely turning into a strength game. We often think that the only attribute that strength sort of helps you is hit the ball further, but that's not quite true. It's also about the weight of the hit that you have, and that helps you in places such as the rough. Badal doesn't really visit the rough much, does Badal. He has it on a rope most of the time, a very consistent draw. His country mate is currently leading the tournament alongside Kshitij Navithkar from India. Now, Gaurav Pratap Singh is going to be faced with a rather difficult shot, but if anybody can do it, it's this man. He's got the Midas touch, this Gaurav. He's a great proponent of short game and taught by the maestro Kelly Llewellyn, the Australian coach. And really took to his teachings like fish to water, and I think that short game has really helped him throughout his career.
Certainly, and Gaurav is very astute with the wedge, great around the greens, and not only is his shot electric, so is he, and his shot game. And, as you were speaking about Rashid a few moments earlier, he certainly, is one of those that you're going to see a second coming from. I have seen him practicing. I've seen how clued into the game he is even now, and that will certainly pay him at some given day. Playing alongside Rahil Gangji, who's back home for the week. Rahil, of course, hails from Calcutta, but now lives mostly in Bengaluru. Current score of 2 under par with the tournament. Rahil spent a considerable time in his childhood being around this region, playing between the Tollygunge Golf Club as well as the Royal Calcutta. You can see Chikka still using the old trusted ping crazy putter that he's used for many years now. I remember playing a lot of amateur golf and professional golf with him, and he used to use this putter even back then. Back on the odd seat is Rahul Banerjee, 2 RBs to take you now on through a ride, while Chikka takes his golf ball from the left to the right. This also happens to be, a putter that Arjun Atwal used when he won the Wyndham Championship, a different neck design. And incidentally, many people don't know so, but Arjun Atwal was actually a #1 putter on the PGA Tour at one given point in time. And Chikka, great attempt there, left with just a little tiny tapping.
Well, just like Coal India, golf is a sport you can mine endlessly for data, statistics. There are so many tee to green, green on green, strokes gained, strokes lost, putts made, yards gained. So it's an endless mine of information and data the sport provides for those who are so inclined. And Rahil properly holds statesman-like, really, in Calcutta's terms, Rahul is looking like a proper Dadu of the tour. Beautiful, lovely, terrific looking, distinguished.
It's lost out on pace over there, and he's also bringing on some electricity on the golf course with that royal blue putter. That's his version of adding that pop color to his attire.
He could just walk straight off the course and into any one of those rooms in the Bengal club or swimming club and settle down with a little something on his left hand and a paper or a book on the right. He fit right in.
Rashid Khan currently 4 under par for the tournament. Rolls in another birdie here on the final hole of his second round. Players all smiles as they're finally able to finish the second round. They waited an entire day to tee off.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, Rahul, this group, good reasons for all of them to smile because all of them are coming back after the cut. So I think all three have survived the cut.
Yes, absolutely. All three have. And I think also the company, right? They all know each other for a while. Rahil, as well as Rashid and Chikka have played a lot of competitive golf together. They've also traveled out to the Asian tour together, and that sort of helps the bond a little more. And, so being back home, playing on known turf and with known people, it's of course must have been a happy round. And the weather gods seem to be pretty happy today. So that, of course, adds to the pleasure. And Abhinav Lohan coming up short of the green there. Been trying to increase some speed, but maybe needed to change the club there. Nearly a club shot here on the 17th.
It's a fairly tricky shot, Rahul. He had this big tree on the way in between, so
just had to hook that one up.
Trying to hook it around the tree. Yeah, that's exactly what I was wondering. Not an easy shot at all.
A very accurate ball striker, though, with his irons is Lohan. The leader, Jamal Hussain, at 10 under par here on the 9th hole, which is his final hole of the second round. Can Jamal take his lead one shot above Kshitij Naved-Kaul? Let's wait to see. A very self-made swing. A long-time professional now, and giving himself a birdie opportunity here on the 9th. 15 feet shot and left of the hole, a very prudent shot. And we've got Coal India Open on the flag. This is the second half of the PGTI's calendar. Kartik Singh coming in.
Stays a few yards short of the dance floor, but good effort from the young man nonetheless. It's really had got a lot of headlines, young Kartik. Particularly last year's Indian Open, he had a lot of members of the foreign press scrambling around asking about him. Quite a splash. Superb.
Another young player, Vasu Sehgal.
Throwing darts at the flag.
A lovely shot that by Sehgal. He has given himself another birdie opportunity here on the 9th hole. In his 36th hole of the tournament. This tournament now has been cut short to 54 holes. Players will start in a shotgun start just tomorrow early morning. And that is, of course, keeping all fingers crossed that the weather gods keep helping the way they are right now. Cut line is remains at 1 over par, and now from the 46th position all the way up to the 56th player are tied for that score. Pretty much seems like a lock-in now at 1 over par. Lohan, who's currently at 6 under par for the tournament. Trying to go with a flat stick over here from the fringe. Lohan, who's been a professional now for just over a decade and a half. Super attempt there by him. As we get back to the live feed 2, we see the 9th hole's green, and on the left side of the screens we see the 17th hole.
Long curling putt there from Abhinav. Good go of it.
Great speed control.
I was just going to say that, I mean, even the viewers can get an idea of just how heavy the conditions are, because he looked like he gave it a fairly hearty whack with a flat stick.
Playing alongside Shaurya Bhattacharya, who himself is coming up from a long way away, and Karthik Singh on the right side of our screens has hit his chip and given himself up and down opportunity. He's still got about 4 feet that remain.
Nice looking putt there from Shaurya.
Bhattacharya coming up just a wee bit short. Just a little tap rule left for him. Bhattacharya should stick around at 6 under par after his hole. Sri Lanka's N. Thangaraja, the ever smiling Thangaraja, trying to find some form this year, currently at -2 for the tournament at 24th position. Left with Lohan now to clean up in this group. No trouble here for Abhinav Lohan, closing in on the 17th with a par. Bringing you now, Shaurya Singh.
Thank you, Rahul. We have a look at Ajitesh Sandhu. One of these players, the ones who are playing better, are of course trying to move up on that leaderboard. They know that this is indeed like a Grand Prix now. You have to hit the ground running. This is moving day for all intents and purposes. You only have 18 holes more to decide the champion. And that was a brilliant effort by Ajitesh on hole number 18. Ajitesh Sandhu with a round of 2 under par thus far is 9 under. The lead still at 10 under par.
Wow! I was going in anguish at that. Terrific putt there from Ajitesh. All but got it in to the cup. Great effort. Terrific. And it would have given Hani, of course, Hani was a very, very good read on speed and line both, almost from the same spot, same line.
Yeah, look for this to be close. He's seen that this putt doesn't quite break right at the end towards the left as Ajitesh was expecting. So maybe he hold this one, but no, that was a miscue right off the bat. So not his best effort. He'll have a little bit left in order to secure his par. Khalid Joshi, last week's champion.
I think Hani knew straight away that he had just missed out on something over there. Started walking almost instantly.
And the cut still sits at 1 over par, and we see that the players at 2 over par have actually slid down that leaderboard. So that means that the putt, my apologies, the cut, that's a Freudian slip right there, ladies and gentlemen, can happen on a rainy day.
And it's all got to do with golf, sir. It's fine, it's all right. Putt, cut, how does it matter?
Absolutely, it's all the same.
It's fine.
But you see that it's been raining cats and dogs here in Kolkata. Pretty similar in New Delhi as well. It's the flavor of the season. Cullen Joshi. A firm, assertive putt should do the trick from here. Easy does it. Well done. Well, also have a few new names. Suvir Kapoor this week. 3 under par today. Even par. Japanese Koichiro Ishika also making the weekend rounds at even par. Yash Majumdar 1 over par. Joy Surjo, they currently at 1 under par for the day. Honey would have been helped by getting another lead. This feels like he's been getting a lot of assists on this green. First, kind courtesy Ajitesh and then Cullen. Let's see if he's able to utilize that knowledge. And he indeed is. So, able to hold that. Kushal Singh, 1 over par. Also making the cut. He's been playing really well off late, Kushal. Sunit would be left a little small. And that's what I think that typifies the game of golf. One shot, it's solitary margin, but can change the complexion of an entire week. You either play the weekend rounds or you go back empty-handed. Golf is probably one of the only few games who has this that has this unique distinction of having a cut. And for the uninitiated, a cut is normally applied after 2 rounds for professional tournament or even amateur tournaments to reduce the field. Normally have a cut that is applied to about 35, only the 35 to 40% of the field remain. On the Professional Golf Tour of India, you have 50 anti that normally teeing up are close to 130. So the proportion is mid-30s, mid-35, 36%. So shows you really need to be on top of the game if you are to play the weekend, let alone win up. Thanga Raja on hole number 18. Really good with the longer irons, and that's what will be needed here on hole number 18. It seems like he's been done by the commentator's curse. So unfortunately, he's didn't quite save the best for last. But let's see if he can try and get victory from the jaws of defeat and can actually make par. Unique backswing there, very good routine. My Shaurya Bhattacharya, what he was rehearsing looks like a fade. Let's see if he indeed does hit a left-right shot here at hole number 18. Held that off really well. And that's an absolute beauty. What a shot by Shaurya Bhattacharya.
Absolute peach, Shaurya. Beautiful. Shaurya to Shaurya, from Shaurya to Shaurya on the way. So yeah, that was a very nifty exhibition of ball control. Putting it on the dance floor almost exactly where he would have wanted to. Shaurya Bhattacharya, young man from Delhi.
This tournament offers a lot of money as well. 1 crore prize fund this week with approximately 15 lakh going to the winner. And we've also had the recent announcement of the...
For the past 50 years, we at Coal India have been shaping India's energy landscape and contributing to a brighter, greener tomorrow. We look forward to making every year of the next 50 years even more promising than the last.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Back to the action. qualifying school which has been announced. A lot bigger and better this year. Multiple locations across the country. And in the miss for young Aryav. Aryav Shah currently at 1 over par. He's on the cut line, so I'm not quite certain what he did on the previous hole. This is hole number 17 that's in view, so he's definitely living on the edge at this point in time. Mukesh Kumar with those bright golf shoes. A touch of yellow, a dash of orange, and that goes in. The ball pays its respects to the maestro. Kapil of Lohan deciding to go with the putter here on hole number 18 with that ball up against the fringe. It's not going to be the easiest putt coming up for him.
Almost every green here, sorry, I beg your pardon, is very heavily contoured. I mean, when you guys played or have played here, has that become just something that you have to factor in as well all the time? Because every green, from what we can see, has got ridges and hollows, 2 decks and then 3 decks as well.
Yeah, especially on a golf course like this, you'll find that the shorter courses, the green complex design is a lot more intricate, as you'd find here. So you'll have, as you rightly said, hollows, maybe a shoulder on the side of the green, and you also see that the pin is placed there, as you saw today on hole number 12. And you normally don't have that on longer courses because it's difficult enough to get to the green. So here, you really need to be a lot more precise. Case in point is Abhinav Lohan's spot here, just off screen. He'll have to contend with his ball going over a little bit off a hump, and I think all things considered, he's done rather well as Lohan. Quite a lot of traffic on that number at 1 over par, starting with Kushal Singh, Bipin Mukhia, Pawan Kumar, Aryav Shah, Irfan, Ali Mola, Joy Surjode, Karan Verma, Manjot Singh, Yash Majmudar, Anshul Patel, and Akshay Niranjan. Now we have a look at Shaurya Bhattacharya after that brilliant shot off the tee. Sits at 6 under par. And we've just gotten an update. Jamal is like a runaway freight train, ladies and gentlemen. He moves to 12 under par, 7 under for the day. Shaurya now to get 5 within the leader. Yeah, I didn't quite like that putt. You could see by his reaction he'd remain at 6 under par, but still very much in it. So the round of the day belongs to Bangladesh's Jamal Hussain. He has emerged as, I think it's fair to say, he's taken the mantle from Siddiqur Rahman, who was the other star. He still plays on the Asian Tour, but I think what Jamal is doing here on the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India is really something. He's bringing in the performance week after week. While we have a look at Sri Lankan N. Thanga Raja, missing it on the lower side. Word about our partner, DP World PGTI umbrella partner, is reshaping the future of global trade to improve lives everywhere, operating across 6 continents with a team of over 125,000 employees. From ports, terminals to marine services, logistics and technology. The global partnerships in golf, Formula One, cricket, sailing, and a lot other really do their work and then some of sportsmen all over the world. Even involved with the Ryder Cup, DP World, and the recently concluded ICC T20 World Cup. Good putt by Abhinav Lohan secures his par. And the associate sponsors Amul, it's India's largest food brand and the 8th largest dairy company in the world. Thangaraja cleaning up for par. We have Axis Bank, one of the largest private sector banks in India. Amrutanjan Analyte, hydration and wellness. It's a brand that is trusted by a lot of Indians with a legacy spanning over a century. Since 1893, they've been committed to providing science-backed healthcare and wellness solutions. The Air India Group, the Maharaja of the Air, also now an affiliate, a partner, a very pivotal partner of the DP World Professional Golf Tour of India. Employs more than 30,000 people. As we have a look at Aryav, looking to get this ball airborne. Teeing it up on the right hand side, looking to hit a fade to this back right pin position. Seems like the perfect choice. That's a really good, strong swing by Aryav. Quick transition. It's a young man swing.
Looks like he's found the heart of the green there, Shaurya.
Yeah, that's job well done right there for him. You also have Kalyani, Bharat Forge Limited, part of the US 3.5 billion Kalyani Group. And then you have Kampa, powers your Zid and fires you up. Power now, teeing it up right in the middle. When in doubt, shoot down the middle. And that ball veered off a little bit to the left-hand side. Seems like he's found the beach on hole number 18.
So things are setting up very nicely for tomorrow's final day. Unfortunately, the rain and weather curtailing this second edition of the Coal India Open to 54 holes. Tomorrow will be the final day. Would have otherwise been the fourth day. So Jamal Hussain is our new leader. 12 under par, and he sits 2 shots ahead of overnight clubhouse leader Kshitij Navid Kaul. Akshay Sharma, Ajitesh Sandhu sharing third place on 9 under par. Saptak Talwar, Om Prakash Chauhan, Shubham Jaglan are in a tie for 5th place. So that's the top 5, top 8. Which sets things up very, very beautifully for. And all we can hope for and pray is that the weather gods allow us to have full 18 holes of exciting tournament play tomorrow. Because this is really a tremendous venue, challenging, like Shaurya and Rahul have mentioned, short. And on your screens, as you can see the update on our leaderboard towards the end of round 2. Jamal leading the way on 12 under par, Kshitij Navid Kaul, Akshay Sharma 10 under par, Akshay, Ajitesh Sandhu 9 under par, Saptak Talwar, Om Prakash Chauhan, Shubham Jaglan 8 under par. Badr Hussain, Anand Singh Allahwat and Veer Allahwat 7 under par. That's the top 10. And setting things up very, very nicely indeed for tomorrow's final day.
It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. We've seen that this golf course does yield birdies. Another change that has happened that on a golf course like this, the players are hitting a lot more utility clubs off the tee, and those have become a lot easier over the years in erstwhile days, you'd have to use those blade 2-irons, and those were rather difficult to hit. I remember, was it Tom Watson or I think Lee Westwood said that, not Lee Westwood, Lee Trevino said that if you're ever caught in a storm, a lightning storm, hold up a 1-iron, because not even God can hit the 1-iron. So I think the modern, the 2-iron was equally as difficult. Of course, now the utility clubs have made life a lot easier. So you're able to use those clubs and hit them off the tee. And many of these players hit them in excess of 250 yards. Like a player like Viraj, Yuvraj Sandhu, they hit those 2-irons about 260. Carry them in the air almost 260 and get them rolling to about 275, 280 also at times. So it really changes the complexion of the entire game. And for the average player, they'd be hitting that 2-iron, rolling it out to 255 yards. So it makes a lot of difference. Now Aryav not going to be utilizing a rescue here. Seems like he'll need to rescue himself from this bunker. He has no line to the flag. Unfortunate for him, the ball is nestled up near the bank. So what that means that he might actually have to play away towards the front of the green. The other thing that he can do is take a penalty drop, and of course that is something that players would not like to exercise. It seems that he does have a few demons to exercise on this hole.
Having to make a lot of hard choices here, Shaurya.
Yeah. Caught between a rock and a hard place is the young man. He'll be looking to make 4 now. 3 seems like it's out of the question.
Pretty good job.
I think that's pretty well done, all things considered. Would have just wanted that to stay on the green. Seems from the look of it that he was plugged as well. Not only did he not have a line to the flag, he also didn't have a shot either. He was plugged, so I will have that up and down to try and make his bogey.
And unusually for a bunker, it is almost in a corner. You don't have normally a square corners in bunkers, but unfortunate for young Aryav to have found that spot, meaning he had to play out sideways.
And just a point, we saw Aryav on 17, which I presume was a bogey. We saw him miss, or maybe a par or bogey, but either way, he's here unless he's birdied 16. He will have to hold this shot, otherwise he'll end up missing the cut. So Pawan here. Very loose, languid shot, pretty similar to Fred Couples. Very nice, elegant swing, although he left a lot more to be desired. That ball needed about 15 feet more. Pawan Kumar as well, at 1 over, so this group is really living on the edge. Was that a Bon Jovi song, if I'm getting the reference right?
Good point, because both these players have a lot at stake, and now this becomes a crucial putt for him and a very important putt or a chip on for Aryav, because they're both sitting right on the line, and any slip here will see them out of contention tomorrow, which means more pressure. But then that's what these players live with day in and day out, the pressure of good performances, the pressure of making cuts, the pressure of climbing up the leaderboard. That's part and parcel of a golfer's life, as my 2 co-commentators know very well. And I, as a watcher from the outside, can only sit back, clap and appreciate.
I like to correct myself. It's Living on the Edge is in fact by Aerosmith. Living on a Prayer is Bon Jovi. But at this time, it's prayers aplenty. He needs this to go in. Otherwise, unfortunately, we might not see Aryav tomorrow. Let's see if this ball, in fact, finds the bottom of the cup. It's looking good. It's looking good, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you can do is put up a valiant effort. And he's certainly done that. But, I think that might be him missing the cut by 1, unless he's made birdie on 16. It would be rather unfortunate for the young man. Just a bad break, I'd say, on the last hole, missing it there.
I mean, had the cut not been in play, I mean, we're not really 100% sure. It was, I think, a very creditable effort from the young fella, because he came out of a very difficult situation from the bunker, and 6 inches from the cup with his third shot. Great stuff.
Mukesh Kumar, unfortunately, will not be here on the weekend. And Pawan would have learnt a little bit off the line from Mukesh now. You can see that Mukesh really going through the motions at this point in time. What a brand ambassador for the game of golf. A winner on the Asian Tour as well. Decorated career, played all over the world. The Iron Man of Indian golf, it's safe to say. Inspiring the next generation.
Certainly given his longevity for sure.
Dad was a wrestler, if I'm not wrong. So you need the strong arms to hit that ball far and online. At this point in time, Pawan needs a deft touch, not strength. Let's see if it does work out for him. And unfortunately, no, he's missed it on the lower side. So unless he's made a few birdies on the last two holes, which you'll find out soon, as we only have his score updated till hole number 15, he too would be bidding adieu to this tournament. So that is no, but he's all smiles. So maybe he's made a birdie earlier. We never know. There is a handshake, and we'll soon find out which way fortunes have gone for these two players. That's a majority of the field that has got this round in the books. And of course, leading in the fray is Jamal Hussain from Bangladesh with an eagle as well. Hole number 18. That's Varun Sahai. I think he plays his golf out of Kolkata, if I'm not wrong. He's a veteran like myself. Very nice to see him play. Unfortunately for Varun, he would not be making the weekend rounds though. Varun playing alongside Irfan Ali Molla and Shaurya Sharma. And it's going to be a difficult spot indeed from the right of that green. Not much green to work with. Let's have a look at the scores for the other players in this group. Irfan Ali Molla at 1 over par. On the cut line is Irfan. Shaurya Sharma, though, unfortunately, is 7 over par total, so he would not be around for the weekend, but can still finish in style. Give that a mighty whack. Oh, what a beautiful shot indeed. That's the best that we've seen thus far. Maybe about 4.5, 5 feet. What a brilliant shot right there on hole number 18. Almost drawing to a close here. Let's see. We had a few players retire as well, and that can happen due to injuries that can be sustained when the rough is rather thick, as it was this week. Japan's Tiger Tanaka fortunately retiring after the first round due to some sort of an injury or an ailment.
Always reminds me of James Bond, and you only live twice, that name. Tiger Tanaka, of course, was the head of the, was it the Kentai? That's the Japanese Secret Service.
Yeah, we will
007.
Now be heading over to the post-round show very shortly. Please do stay with us.
We've seen the finish of round 2 on day 3. I've got our in-house expert Nikhil Kalan alongside with me over here. Nikhil, we need to thank the weather god for allowing us play over here at the Tollygunge.
Absolutely, Vivek, you're right. The weather gods have been kind today, and we've been able to see the leader, the second round leader, in action today. We've got a lot of his shots. That is Jamal Hussain from Bangladesh. He's won here before at Tollygunge Club, so he'll be full of confidence going into the final round. He now has a 2-shot lead at 12 under, thanks to his round of 7 under today, 2 chip-ins, including an eagle.
Before we talk more about Jamal Hussain over here, just let us know what would the final day look like. Shotgun start, where do everyone start, how does it work?
Okay, so there's a shotgun start because we don't want to take a risk with the weather tomorrow. So everybody starts at different holes, different tees in the morning, and the last 2 groups, the leader groups, the top 6 in the leaderboard start from the first. So if the shotgun start is at 7:30, everybody is starting at 7:30 up till the penultimate group. After that, the leader group starts off at 7:40, 10 minutes later. In order to facilitate the television cameras to get the leader groups finishing on the 18th.
Okay, we need to show them in action as well, because that's where our viewers come and watch our particular coverage. But Nikhil, how frustrating it would be for Kshitij Navid Kaul. He's been here today, not in action. He's just sitting and watching Jamal climbing over here for a 2-shot lead.
Well, Kshitij is Zen-like. He's like a Buddhist monk. He's very relaxed. You never see any pressure or anxiety on his face. He's always cool. So I don't think it'll make much of a difference to him. He's got a day's break. He's got a day's rest. He'll be all charged up for tomorrow morning. And so will Jamal, who's won here before. He says he feels at home. He speaks Bangla, the local language, since he's from neighboring Bangladesh. So he's pretty relaxed as well. It's going to be a fascinating contest tomorrow.
So it will be mostly like 2 similar personalities, not too much into focus, try to stay under the radar, really competing here for the title at the Coal India Open 2026.
Absolutely. So like I said, Jamal at 12 under, Kshitij at 10 under, not much in it. And not to forget, there's Akshay Sharma, who's been a winner this year at 9 under, and Ajitesh Sandhu as well, 2 under. He finished his second round today, so total 9 under. But yes, Jamal also doesn't show too much pressure. He's very, very relaxed, very chilled on the golf course, and he's a very quick player. Before you can set up your camera and roll your graphics, Jamal is off. He's hit his tee shot.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one nightmare for all the cameramen over here. But Nikhil, just tell me one thing. When you're going on your final round, right, how much would be a pressure for Jamal? Do you think the conditions allow someone like an Ajitesh Sandhu or an Akshay Sharma to really mount a challenge to Kshitij and Jamal?
I think the conditions are the same for everyone, and they're all used to this. Very interestingly, last year when we had a 3-round event, now that this is a 3-round event, we don't have a 4th round here. Jamal was the winner in the last 3-round event on the DP World PGTI, which was played in Hyderabad. The last day play was abandoned, so the winner was declared on the basis of 3 rounds. So I'm sure that will be at the back of his mind, and he is right now the favorite, but anything can happen. And as I said, conditions tough. Hopefully the rain keeps away and we start on time, because they say you can't gauge how the ball will come out of the rough due to the wet conditions, and there's a premium on hitting the fairways.
Nikhil, I'll tell you, Nikhil is absolutely gunning for Jamal Hussain, because he's given all the odds, he's given all the precedence over here of a 3rd round particular thing. So he's gunning for Jamal Hussain, and we will have to see how Ajitesh Sandhu, Akshay Sharma and Kshitij Navid Kaul prep up their preparations for the final day. But Nikhil, tomorrow is also going to be very, very similar. It's going to be wet. We don't know how much rain is going to come towards the evening and later night. Will that have an impact?
We can't think about the rain. The players can't. They have to think of it as a dry day, as a normal day. They have to prepare for that. So that is definitely a factor. If it does come into play, it's the same for everyone. It's the same kind of conditions. But keeping the current leaderboard in mind, I think it will still be very tight because Kshitij is due for a win. He won last year around the same time in August, as I mentioned earlier, and Jamal has also been very consistent. He's looking to pick up another title. Akshay, recent form, good form. Just before we close the first half of the season, he won in Gurugram, and Ajitesh, an international winner, can't be counted out. So that's a packed leaderboard, and right behind them, don't forget Saptak Talwar, the DP World PGTI Order of Merit leader, Om Prakash Chauhan, who's won here earlier this year at Tollygunge, and Shubham Jaglan, the rising star, all at 8 under in tied 5th.
So Nikhil has quietly lined up all the players over there diplomatically to say that everyone is in with a chance, but odds will be in favor of Jamal Hussain, who's enjoying a 2-stroke lead. What will be there on the final day? Remember, it's day 4, but it's a 3-round event here at the Tollygunge Club for the Coal India Open 2026. That's all we have from here for this particular day. Do join us for the live telecast tomorrow. Thank you.